Hello and welcome to another Warhammer Wednesday video. This time I'll be reviewing the Sisters of Battle, the Sisters of Silence. You can find these in the Burning of Prospero box set, and I think they're a very good template for any Sisters of Battle sort of models. I really like them, and currently I can only find one set of rules for them, and it's on Games Workshop's website. Let's have a look at the models first before I go into the rules. When you're making the models, you are limited in the choice of the legs. The legs are pretty much unipose. I think there's only one alteration in terms of like the front cloth. That's it. Arms wise, there's a few configurations, but they're limited to the type of torso that you put on. So this Sisters of Silence has an option of using one of the Executioner Great Blades, and it even points out in the instruction manual sort of like Witch Seeker and Superior and things like that, and it points out the different sort of types of Sisters of Battle units, you know, whether they have the bolt guns or the flamers or the great swords and so on. So I thought that was quite interesting. So here we have the Sister Superior. Your unit composition will be 5. Now any model can replace their bolt gun with a Executioner Great Blade for free. I think it's a really nice model. I love the plates in that on one side they've got sort of like an eagle type icon, and then the other they've got part of their cloak. I like the fact that their mouths are completely covered. It sort of makes sense because they just don't talk at all. They operate with advanced sign language specific to them, but they can also use sort of like the Space Marine battle sign language too. Really sleek, I'd say Eldar-ish models. There you go. That's a Sister Superior. And we've got another one with a Great Blade. I mean, these are absolutely huge. I mean, next to a Space Marine, obviously Space Marine, it looks like, I thought Space Marines were getting bigger, but it looks like the Sisters of Silence, she's in a sort of similar position. Looks like she's actually taller, or almost the same size. So either Space Marines are getting now smaller, or everything's getting up to the same size as a Space Marine. But there you go. Obviously Space Marine's a lot bulkier and things, but yeah. So that's that. Also in my Custodian review, I totally forgot to mention that the Sentinel Great Blades are actually taller than a Space Marine. I mean, that is just insane. So that blade there is, what, 7, almost 8 foot tall for a weapon, and he's just holding it at the hilt at the top. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. So this Sister of Silence has got her Executioner Great Blade, and then we've got this one with the Flamer. You've got to pay 2 points for the Flamer, but obviously always useful having a Flamer in a squad nowadays. This one's got a bolt gun, which just does look massive in her hands. I didn't think that they'd be this tall, that's all. I thought they'd be a little bit smaller. And then this one's got this Great Blade, one-handed, either about to attack or looking for another target. So really nice, lovely models. And looking at the instructions, it looks like for each one you've got sort of 3 options of weapons you can equip them with. So if you bought another 2 sets, for instance, you could have 3 squads that look, you know, very, very different, which gives you a fair bit of variety if you wanted to make a force consisting of them. Speaking of forces, we'll talk about the rules. They're going to set you back 75 points for a squad of 5, all with bolt guns, close combat weapons. Change their bolt guns for great swords for free. You can have another 5 in there. They're the same points cost as Space Marines, 15 points each, and you're getting the same stats but better initiative. You're getting 2 attacks, leadership 10. You're getting the same armor save, the 3+ armor save, but it doesn't actually say what armor they're wearing it's really odd because there's no power pack or anything like that, and I just expected 4+ save. I really did, but apparently they get 3+ save. Their strength and toughness is 1 less than a Space Marine though, but they get these things called Psych Out grenades. Their special rules, they get this Bane of Psychers and Psychic Abomination, and the Bane of Psychers, pretty much they gain precision shots and precision strikes when targeting an enemy unit containing at least 1 Psyker. And they can reroll failed hits when targeting the units, which is pretty beastly. They also get this Psychic Abomination. 12 inches, they get the -3 leadership, and they don't generate any warp charges. And the other player only harnesses warp charge points on a roll of a 6. And also if they're hit by blessings or maledictions, they're immediately nullified, and the unit moves within 12 inches of a model with this special rule, vice versa. So they're pretty ridiculous anti-psyker models. That's what it boils down to. And on top of that, they've got the psych out grenades, which have limited range, terrible strength, but basically one randomly determined model in the other unit suffers a perils of the warp, in addition to any other damage. So that's pretty cool. You just throw a grenade and yeah, perils of the warp, thanks. So they're quite a cheap point unit really, considering you're getting your 3+ save and your bolt guns, and your high initiative, and the Executioner Great Blade only gives them +1 strength, so they're now on par with Space Marine at strength 4, but they do get an AP2 weapon for that. I mean, it is two-handed, but AP2, strength 4, 4s to hit, 4s to wound, and they get 3 attacks if they charge. So, and they're probably going first because they've got initiative 5. So that's pretty decent really for these Sisters of Silence. So as you can probably tell, I'm a big fan of these models. Love to get another set, and hopefully Games Workshop bring out Sisters of Battle, if not use these as a basis. So thanks ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.